Hello and welcome to ViEUws. I'm Dave Keating and today I'm joined by Violeta Bulc, the European Commissioner for Transport, who is going to tell us a little bit about what to expect from EU transport policy in the coming months. Commissioner Bulc, thanks so much for joining us today.
It's a pleasure.
So you're now a little bit more than 6 months into your role as Transport Commissioner. You took over in November of last year. How are things going and what has been your biggest surprise over the past 6 months?
Well, I have to say that after 6 months, I really love my portfolio. It's really exciting. It's a great polygon for new approaches for innovation, and the Europe is really hungry for comprehensive systemic solutions in transport, because transport is one of the key enablers of single European market. So probably the biggest surprise at the beginning of mandate was how much effort we need to put into bringing a common solution to engage all the stakeholders in agreeing on common European solutions and common European interests.
One of the more controversial issues that the EU now has to grapple with in terms of transport is how to respond to the German wings crash. I know there's been this idea about dealing with whether or not to lock the cockpit doors. Does the Commission have any plans to respond to the tragedy, or is it better to wait and see?
The Commission has been from the first day of this tragic events present. Of course, we were waiting also for the French authorities to issue the preliminary report. We are now taking all the results on board and looking at possibilities to maybe improve the processes or regulations. Especially there are two particular points that we are looking at this point. One is, of course, the management of the cockpit, the entry and exit, and how to really address this challenge. And the other one is medical records of the pilots. These are two core issues.
You've also been active in drones lately. You were attending a conference earlier this year in Latvia on the civilian use of drone technology. Does the Commission have any plans to get involved in this area in the coming months?
Yes, I mean, I can say the drones are probably one of the most dynamic and exciting elements for this year. And I'm glad that in March we issued, at our first conference in Riga on drones, we issued a declaration on drones that became some sort of global reference point now. And we're cooperating with partners all over the world to really approach to this in a timely and a very comprehensive manner. What we would like to, especially for European Union, to achieve is that we come up with a framework that is addressing the core concerns of our citizens, which is privacy, safety and security, and some other aspects like noise, and especially give them the support that this promising new technology is incorporated in business models and can actually become part of our daily lives.
From aviation to rail, one monster piece of legislation you've inherited is the fourth railway package, which is now being negotiated between members of the European Parliament and member states, and the Commission is observing these negotiations. Do you think an agreement is possible on this package in the coming months?
First of all, we're reaching very important solutions on the technical pillar, and I'm pretty sure that the technical part will be agreed by June. We do have some challenges with the political pillar, but I have to say that this is actually the most important part.
Of course, the political pillar deals with the issue of liberalization, which is a very sensitive one to Europe's big rail giants like Deutsche Bahn. Some have said that we should just go ahead and adopt the technical pillar without the more sensitive political pillar now and have that start entering force. Is the Commission open to having the technical part of the package enter into law?
Well, not at this point. By far, we would like to, as I said, invite everyone that they see the wisdom that the full package is bringing and the opportunities that the full package is bringing. So I'm encouraged by the few elements that we still need to negotiate with member states. And I'm pretty sure that we will reach the right compromise that can lead to the exception of the full package in fall. And I'm glad that the Luxembourg presidency agreed to take over this task. And hopefully in October this will be over and we can really, as I said, fully integrate rail in the business and in the technical operation of transport sector.
Hopefully. Now, as Transport Commissioner, you also serve as the guardian of citizens' passenger rights under EU law. How do you think member states are doing in applying EU law in the area of passenger rights? And does the Commission plan to do any more in this term?
In 2013, that was one of the initiatives related to passengers' rights in aviation sector. It did not pass through the Council, but we're not discouraged by that. So we're preparing a comprehensive aviation package, and many of the solutions related to the aviation sector will be included in that package. And along those initiatives, we are planning to propose the passengers' rights yet another time to the Council, and hopefully this time will be accepted.
Interesting. Now, another area where member states have fallen short certainly is the Single Sky initiative, which goes back many years, but it's the EU's attempt to combine the 28 national airspaces into 9 smaller airspaces, or more manageable airspaces.
Yes.
They were supposed to have done this by last year. They're nowhere near doing it. The previous Commission tried to kind of crack the whip and get them back on track. Does the new Commission intend to keep up the pressure, and what can the Commission do to overcome the resistance of air traffic controllers in this?
As I already mentioned, this comprehensive aviation package will hopefully set the pace and establish foundation that CES will be able to come back through the big door again. And by then, I also hope that the European consciousness, the European approach to challenges that we're facing in different transport sectors will also grow. And I hope this time that the CES will pass, and we will start fully utilizing its benefit.
Okay. Well, Commissioner Bulc, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for watching ViEUws.